Today's video is about something that's in the news today, and it is also a vaccine myth that I wanted to give some people some background on. And that is the mythology about autism being related to vaccines. This is a myth that's been around since the mid 1990s, and it stems from a fraudulent paper that was published in a major medical journal after fraudulent research was done on a very small number of people, funded by trial lawyers that had falsified data, falsified conflicts of interest, and even though this was retracted, it took on a life of its own and became basically gospel for people in the anti-vaccine movement and has led to a lot of back and forth regarding this purported link. So what's the issue? Rates of autism diagnoses have gone up. We've expanded the definition of autism now. Many different conditions that were things like pervasive developmental disorder are now classified under autism. People are getting better at recognizing autism, so it's getting diagnosed more. And at the same time, more vaccines are being approved. More vaccines are on the childhood immunization schedule. So people say, because of this. And that's a logical fallacy. Because just because two things are rising together does not mean that they're causally linked. What it is a correlation, and correlation is not causation. It's actually a logical fallacy to make that kind of conclusion, something called the Proctor-Hock fallacy. And there's been multiple studies and millions of dollars spent to try and debunk this claim because it really matters, because it decreases people's confidence in vaccines and decreases vaccination rates. In England, they had measles outbreaks after this paper was published. So this is something that is a major issue. And what's happened now is that the CDC in the last days has changed its website, basically saying that vaccines and autism have a relationship. This is really horrendous because this should not be coming from the CDC. But you have to remember the CDC is now controlled by an anti-vaccine political figure, and he has installed his own people there. And now, unfortunately, the CDC has become an organ of anti-vaccine propaganda, and it is going to not be a source of valid information, and this is going to be very hard to recover from. But it was all done by design. And just so you know, vaccines have no relationship with autism. There is a cause of autism, or there may be causes, but keeping this spotlight on vaccines actually takes away from actually finding the true causes.